All right, time to wake up, time to get inspired. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, and we're broadcasting to you all across multiple platforms: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Rumble, X. Find the platform that works best for you and your family and friends and tell them that we're on and we're here to inspire and to wake you up to positive news and interesting things that are going around the world. We, of course, want to keep you safe. So we're going to talk about this incredible weather, and the pattern is not going to change time soon. So the hot weather ahead. If you're outside of Missouri and Illinois, let us know where you're watching from, whether you watch live or you watch later, then do the little hashtag replay. I can't wait. We've got a jam-packed show for you today, and we're going to inspire in many ways with family. You know I love to bring in faith. We're going to talk about your health and wealth, and then we're going to talk about networking. So we have 4 guests to get to today. So good morning to you all. I'll get an opportunity to say hi to you. Feel free to drop a comment or a question out the show, no matter which platform you're on. I'll keep an eye to all of them. If we don't see you during the live show, I'll make sure that my guests get the comments and questions when we wrap up. So let's get to it. Let's get to this weather. Again, very dangerous conditions that we've been talking about. And unfortunately, the pattern is continuing. So this is what it looks like. Again, if you're outside of Missouri and Illinois, just give me a second and we'll get right into news that all of us can use. So the heat indices, look at those, 105 to 110, and they continue all the way through next day. The real temperature, 98 though for a high today, then 95, 96, 96, 98, 98. That's the pattern for the next 6 days, with lows only in the upper 70s. And here's the thing, we've got professional sports and all these outside activities. I'm going to tell you about one of those for our families that has been canceled. And I have a feeling you really need to keep an eye on anything like, think about the Muni, right? They're wrapping up today with Evita. Do they actually get a chance to run it? Well, I would highly recommend that you keep an eye to the Muni, their social media pages, their website, maybe some of the radio, TV stations. They'll let you know if those are getting canceled. The same thing applies. Look, with the Cardinals in action tonight back home, as well as St. Louis City SC playing a game at home on Saturday. So we're not seeing a break in that pattern even into the upper 80s until we get into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the following week. So folks, we've been telling you, again, dangerous issues. So I know it sounds like we are a broken record, but we have to say it over and over again. Please, if you're exercising, and I love that, get it done very early in the morning. That would be your best bet, or much, much later. Walking the dogs is going to be a chore because they are in a heavy coat. So be careful with them. Make sure that they have plenty of water. Again, we are talking about when kids are in practices passing out. We've seen heat-related deaths. So this is a very serious issue. Again, we'll be saying it for multiple days. Checking in tomorrow, by the way, with our meteorologist, our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, with our What the Weather segment. He'll be back with us tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about Hershey raising chocolate prices. And we're seeing this issue with multiple things. And we have been with interest rates, et cetera, where the economy is. Well, now some sweet treats could soon cost you a little more. The Hershey company raising prices due to this increase in cocoa cost. According to a company spokesperson, the increase will be a percentage in the lower double-digit range. Hershey says 75% of their products are available for under $4. They will continue working to keep it that way. But with the rising cost, they're having to, again, stick it to the consumer. They're not wanting to, but at some point, you just completely lose. Here's better news for you. Mortgage rates are dipping to their lowest level in the last 3 weeks. So I can't wait to visit with Dot Fleshman, our real estate extraordinaire executive. She'll be back on with us next month, and we'll have to ask her about this. They retreated with a 30-year fixed rate averaging 6.76% compared to 6.81% the previous week. This is according to Bankrate. And you're looking at the 30, 15, and jumbo mortgages, and kind of a breakdown for you by states. The average 30-year fixed mortgage this week ranging from 6.68% in Detroit to 6.94% in Dallas-Fort Worth. So the 30 30 year, again, 15 and 30 year. The 15 is 5.92 and the 30-year jumbo 6.76. So Bank Rate is connecting you to lenders and telling you to shop smarter for mortgage rates. So what will happen to the mortgage rates throughout 2025? That is a question we will pose to Dot Fleshman. She'll have her own agenda, of course, as always, but we have to bring that one up. And I always want you to load up your questions and comments for anything that you want her to cover on a future real estate, getting real with our real estate execs. All right, we're talking about the heat, and I mentioned that there will be some outside activities that are going to have to get canceled. This one for the families, pay attention. If you were going to Romeo and Juliet, the extreme heat prompted the zoo to cancel that. 2 nights of it, the St. Louis Zoo canceled the performances for scheduled Wednesday performances and tonight. Weather permitting, the show will resume on Friday, but I just showed you the temperature, so I'd be surprised if they would be able to do that. If you have tickets to the canceled shows, they will give you a full refund on your debit or credit card that you used to purchase the tickets. But I really would ask all of you that had tickets to that, if they hadn't canceled, would you have really gone to that? I mean, for me, it's just miserable. I mean, I love going to the Muni, but right now, if I had tickets, I'd be hard pressed to go, even though those fans do a pretty good job. I love this one. I always love to give you spotlight stories. Imagine having your business and wondering, are you going to make it for 5 years, 10 years? How about 115 years? This is a family-owned shop in Soulard that has served the community for over 115 years. Adele and Mertz Hardware, at the corner of Broadway and Geyer. Family-owned shop now operated by Steve, who proudly carries on the tradition, started by his great-great-grandfather. Way to go, and what an incredible show of support for your community. The first store, by the way, was on 7th, and they lived above the store at the time. You always wonder, will someone in your family continue your vision and carry on the tradition? Well, I love the fact that that has, in fact, happened. Again, if you're just tuning in, giving you a little news you can use, and we're wrapping up with this one. A Fenton bakery, like I bet you a lot of you at home, is seeing an electric bill surge as the temperatures roar. Sweet Cheeks Bakery. Here's the deal. The owner said, our electric bill went from $200 running our ovens all day, running normal electric heat, normal operating hours, to $960, feeling the pinch, right? And feeling the heat in the kitchen. Ameren said that the organization was approved for a price hike, which took effect June 1st, which is an average increase of $14. Again, for all of you at home, if you've been keeping an eye on it, I looked at ours. I just paid our bill yesterday, and it went up $300. And again, you're trying to run it as normal, but with the way our temperatures are, it's working overtime. Your air conditioning, and a lot of you are saying, oh my gosh, my air conditioning is not operating properly, or I don't have it at all, which would be absolutely miserable right now. But yeah, drop a comment in. Are you seeing the same thing, that your bill went up? And if so, tell me just how high. Okay, the National Day of Calendar. National Thermal Engineer Day. National Refreshment Day. We need a lot of that. I don't know that you need alcohol. You need more water. National Drive-Through Day. Do any of them even exist anymore? National Cousins Day. Well, that'd be cool. Saturate social media all about your family. Give a shout out to your favorite cousins. National Amelia Earhart Day. National Tequila Day, and National Intern Day. Okay, let me give a shout out to my interns, although I give them the title of apprentice. So Gabriel Bell, love you. Miranda Devers, love you. Hayden Schwab, love you. And looking forward to a brand new intern starting on Monday, Hayden Baggett. So give a shout out to all of ours because they do a wonderful job. Okay, and then in sports, yesterday, the Cards lost shutout to the Rockies, unfortunately, 6-0. So they're going to play the Padres. I told you they're back home against the Padres at 6:45. And this is interesting. With that 6-0 win over the Cardinals, the Rockies posted the first shutout in 120 games. That is a major league record, actually. So 220 games, that's the first time, and they do it against our St. Louis Cardinals. There you go. You get you all wrapped up, and that's what I consider to be news you can use. Nothing negative. We're not talking about the horrific things going on in the world, just things to lift you up. Again, also things to make you go, and to educate you. Mary said her electric bill tripled from last month. I am so sorry to hear that. I wonder if the Muni or the Cardinals have canceled due to the heat. Yes. So that's why I was saying, to make sure that if in fact you have tickets, that you're going to have to, your best bet to get the word out is through social media. So be sure to follow their social media pages. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. Cheyenne, good morning, and thank you for introducing us to our first guest. Babs, good morning to you. I hope you're having a great day. I'll try to look as much as I can on all of the platforms to make sure that all of you are heard. So let me talk about our guests that we're going to have on today. We've got 4 of them. In our first 25 minutes, we're going to talk with Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin. So this is going to be all about the family, your health, your wealth, all the things that we need in our lives. Also, an incredible expo that's coming up this weekend and a retreat. So all of you couples out there that feel like, you know what, we're doing pretty good, but we want to work on a few things. This retreat looks amazing. And I'm so sad that Jim and I will not be in town for it because we definitely would have been there with you. So we have a lot to talk about with that. And then we're going to get into networking and talking about this book, Discovering Your Own Purpose. All of that coming up here on The Real Monica Adams Show. And let's welcome Crunch on board. We have multiple sponsors. That was our first national sponsor, and a thank you going out to each and every one of them. By the way, we are giving away a full membership for 1 year to our lucky viewers. We've already given 2 away. Congratulations to Michael Gray and Cindra Smith. Your chance is coming in August, and we'll do that all the way through the end of the year. By the way, congratulations to Crunch opening their 3rd location in our area. St. Peter's, welcome aboard, just opening up yesterday. And I'm going to head over there today to see what that one looks like. 45,000 square feet of taking care of your body. And we're going to discuss taking care of the mind, the body, the soul, your family, and all of that. An expo coming up this weekend I want you to know a little more about.
Hey guys, we want you to come hang out with us this summer at the Natural Parents Expo.
It's going to be July 26th in Chesterfield, Missouri. Get your tickets at thenaturalparents.com. The stage is set. The venue's booked. All we need is for you to grab your tickets and join us at the Natural Parents Company Expo on July 26th at Logan University.
If you're like most families, you're tired, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And so this event is for you and for us and for the community that is going to be here at the Natural Parents Expo.
See you soon.
Doesn't that look awesome? It does to me. Okay, everybody, let me introduce you to our first grouping of guests, Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin. They are the Natural Parents Company founders. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So thrilled to have you. And I always love to do the real behind the scenes stuff. So when we were getting ready before we took the air at 7:00, I was putting the news together, and I saw a really cute, adorable little girl taking a picture with you. Who was that?
That is our daughter, Avery. We actually have 3 kids, but she is the only one that didn't want to stay with Nana. So she is with us this morning.
Is she right there? Yeah, let's see her. Aw, hi, cutie. Oh, she's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's welcome today and enjoying the show as much as she wants, because we are, in fact, talking about family today. So first and foremost, Dr. Ryan, Abbie, let us know about Natural Parents Company. How did you come up with this idea, and how long has it been in existence?
So we kind of came up with the idea. It felt like truly a mission from God, if you will. Our hearts go out for the family unit in the world, and we just really look at the greater landscape of all the issues that are in the world, and we see that it's just like, wow, everything's kind of flipped upside down on its head. We pursue, busy calendars, our financial well-being more than anything else, and I think that Scripture is pretty clear that we're supposed to follow God first and foremost in our life, and then everything else falls into order. We call it the seek first principle. It's out of Matthew 6:33, and we say that all the time. And so we just really wanted to create something where families could put their faith first and see how better life could be when we put our faith in order of importance.
And
Absolutely.
I love these pictures that we're looking at because that really tells the story. I mean, you can feel it in the two of you of just how important your family means to you. But at the same time, it's, people look at, well, what do I put first? Is it egotistical and selfish of me to put myself first? Do I put God first, then me? Or do I put my husband or my kids? They get very confused. I'm sure you address a lot of these things.
We do. And that was like the thing we created 4 pillars. We say faith, health, family, and then wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for that reason that I think so many people are fighting that we're like, well, let's just try to provide some clarity to it. It's what we try to do. We're not 100% at it all the time. We all fall victim, I think, to our own pursuits and our own things in life. And we remember it's like, wow. In fact, that order was very important. We said faith, health, then family, then wealth. Like we had it at first, faith, family, because family is so near and dear to us, and we bring our kiddos along with us wherever we go if that's what they would like to do, and we're in pursuit of this thing with them. I loved what you were saying about the segment of the family business, 115 years. I love that idea of like creating generational legacy in this world for the next generation. So many of these issues that we're facing, I think, are just from fallout and really attack on the family unit itself. And it's like, wow, let's make something of stance and change for that.
Well, Abbie, and let's talk a little bit more about that, the hierarchy of where those go, because if we don't have health, we don't have our family. We're not here. We have to take care of ourselves. How would the two of you categorize what you feel really is taking care of our health? Because it can go in so many different directions.
Yeah, it really can. And the reason that we put health before family is the same thing when you get on an airplane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on before you help your child, right? And that's because if you're not taking care of yourself, how could you possibly take care of somebody else? And so with the health, that looks different for each member of our family, but it definitely includes, doing water and minerals first thing in the morning. That's our rule. And grounding, touching the earth, going outside, seeing the morning sun, putting your feet on the earth, and then just stretching, moving your body, just making sure that what you're putting in and doing with your body is the best thing for it.
Absolutely. Again, if you're just tuning in, let me reintroduce my guests, Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin, Natural Parents Company founders. And I know you're really excited about this. Coming up this weekend at Logan College, you have an expo that will break it down even more. And really the camaraderie, like-minded people coming together. You've got incredible speakers that will be a part of this. So break this down for us, and tickets are still available, right?
They are, yes. You go to thenaturalparents.com, sorry. And you can grab tickets, navigate there and find them. But our speakers are experts in those areas, people that have established a good reputation in ordering their life of faith, health, family, then wealth. But we have not only pastors, but natural, health and wellness providers, financial advisors, people who have left the traditional 9-to-5 pursuit in pursuit of kingdom-based entrepreneurship, we say all the time, things that, put God first and help families do the same thing. So if that's something, families and listeners might be interested in, all we're trying to do with this is really create community. We found so much that just even in my practices, taking care of people that think they're alone in what they're trying to do and how they're trying to order their life. And I'm like, you're not alone. I know so many of you. Let's create something where we do this together. And so, yeah.
If anybody has any questions, by the way, about this, or are you already grabbed your tickets? We did put in the comments to make it easy for you. You can just click on the link that I sent you to go directly to that to get tickets for the expo. But Ryan and Abbie, you're so correct. So many people feel what they're feeling if they're in a hard place. They haven't been taking care of their health, their family, their wealth, etc., that they feel alone and isolated, kind of like they're on a deserted island. Then this is kind of why I love the fact that you're doing the expo, because it brings people together. And then they look around and it's the aha moment of, oh my gosh, you feel the same way. Oh my gosh, I need to talk to you, right? And then everyone's helping each other.
Absolutely. And you are who you surround yourself with, right? So if you want to be different or change or have a certain way of living, surrounding yourself with those right people is what matters.
Absolutely. And so this expo, is this your first one or have you been holding these?
Nope, it is. It's our first one and we are so excited. It has been an amazing journey to get to this point and we couldn't be looking more forward to it.
So, and obviously, the very first one, it's like having a first date. You're learning from it, and you'll grow and say, okay, let's get back together. What worked? What didn't work? What else would you like to see? As far as your speakers, Dr. Ryan and Abbie, and your vendors, et cetera, are they from all over? And what went into the process of who you were choosing?
Yes. So most of the vendors are fairly hyper local, right? So anybody within the area, there's going to be a vendor fair with not only, crafts and health and wellness products, but also, service providers, things of that nature. And those are all hyper local to the St. Louis region. We got a few vendors as far out as, middle of the state, Missouri, I think maybe one or two from even across the river in Illinois. And then some of our speakers, primarily, yes, within the Midwest, but we've got speakers that are coming in from as far as, the Northeast up towards New Jersey, Minnesota, things of that nature that are coming in and sharing. Quite a few speakers from Illinois, the Peoria, Illinois area. Got kind of a hub of a community there that's like a sub hub of the greater St. Louis area that we've been able to connect with and kind of expand our reach within the community that we're building. So.
What would the two of you say, and this is going to be probably a loaded question that can go several ways, is the hardest thing about parenting? Because again, you've got young parents that are watching this or listening to it, as they're running around taking care of their kids. You've got parents who have had a couple, and right, it should always be about paying it forward. What would you say that you most want to get out there for the parents to tell them that it's okay?
Yeah, I think that basically, if there's always, am I messing them up? Am I dooming them for the future? Is me, loving them and protecting them from this, only setting them up, to not do well in the future? But I think the absolute most important is if you love them and you speak life into them, then all else will flourish and grow. And so if nothing else, if you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing, I don't know what's right or wrong, just love them and speak life into them. And from all else, it will turn out fine.
Absolutely, because no matter what, you're going to go through phases where they get into their teenage years and it's mom and dad know nothing. In the beginning, it's all about like a little sponge absorbing everything, looking at you, listening to you, repeating you. Then they come back, and trust me, right now, I'm the youngest of the three of us in our family. I will forever be my mom's baby. It never matters what age you are, right? And moms and dads should always come back and always be there for you. I love the fact that, again, the name of the company, Natural Parents Company, the natural side of things in life, right? We talk about authenticity and taking filters off and not berating yourself, giving yourself some grace, kind of pulling the faith back into it. What does that mean to you? Give yourself some grace when it comes to parenting.
Yeah, and I think that was a bit of a play on words when we had the idea of calling it the natural. Yes, we want to do things natural in regards to our health and getting back to the simple phases of life and stuff, but also that, in my opinion, and I don't think this is refutable, but God made you a parent for a purpose, and he did it on purpose, and he gave you that child, and that child is such a blessing, and you are the perfect parent for them. So just do what you feel is right in your heart and listen to that inner voice within you, because there are so many, and we are one of these resounding voices in the world. Anything, that's all I want for people and for families is to trust what's within them and what they know is right in their heart, and to pursue that, right? If God's laying it on your heart, it's the right pursuit for you and your family. Don't worry so much about all the external outside voices. I hate, mom guilt, mom shame, parental shame. Everybody's got a way of doing it. We're just here to, again, create community and support you in your journey of raising your children the way that you feel is right.
Well, Ryan and Abbie, you're so correct, because a lot of noise out there, right? And I mean chaos and noise and toxicity and people being judgmental. A lot of times it's because of their own insecurities. They didn't do it right. They're seeing that you are, and they're jealous. Yeah. That's how I always saw it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to take a quick break. When we come back, there is a podcast that Ryan and Abbie have that you can listen to. I want to talk a little bit more about that. And then this retreat, I'm telling you, I hate that I am going to miss this retreat. There's so many levels of things for you to do. I want you to follow them, by the way. So look at the screen. You can follow them on Instagram at The Natural Parents, on Facebook, The Natural Parents Company Group. There's the expo, which I did already post in the comments. So if you are looking for a whole new level of leveling up your family life, go to the expo at Logan College this weekend. And that's the link you can click on to get tickets, and also follow them on their website, thenaturalparents.com. and then we're going to talk about the retreat as well. Still more to come with Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin when we return.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I have an event for you to come to on July 31st. We'd love to see you. And I bet you Ryan and Abbie would like to come to this one because this lady's all about health and the levels of health and wellness that she's gone to for her place. It's called the Tea Spout. You see it here on the screen. Well, we're going to be there with a mobile Monica on July 31st. And we will be with Amber Hamilton, who you saw on the show just a couple of weeks ago. We heard her backstory of what really led her to wanting to open this and then continuing to grow. We're talking about healthy beverages, mushroom teas, mushroom coffees. Have you ever heard about any of those? Have you ever had a chance to go to her amazing shop for better rest, natural energy, immune boosting? Her shop alone is beautiful, but the food, breakfast all day long. You can also have lunch. So if you want to come for breakfast or lunch, it's 11 a.m. again on the 31st. Let's pack that place and show Amber that her dream of opening that up was obviously one of the most incredible things, and that hopefully you go there. Like if you have meetings or whatever that you hold, this is a place you're definitely going to, it just feels so warm and welcoming. So next week, again, the 31st, 11 a.m. Let's see you there. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin, my guests. We're talking about the Natural Parents Company and then the podcast. So how long have you been doing a podcast?
It's probably about almost been a year. I'd say we've gone in seasons. We started it and I got a little hectic. We took a little bit of a break. We rekindled it, revamped it, and we've been going again here for about 2 months pretty consistently.
And what do you love most about what you offer to the public?
Well, I would say just a place for people to come for information. So that is something that in my life, there's a lot of noise out there, right? And so having a place to go for information that holds true to the values that you have within your family to give you that guidance in life. Like that is what I like the most about it.
And is it audio only or do you have audio and video?
It is audio and video. It seems to be right now our most popular platform has actually become YouTube since launching the video cast. But we're on, as you saw there, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Amazon as well out there. So,
and I'm gonna tell you what, as people gravitate towards your message, that will continue to grow and grow and grow. It's the same thing that happened to us. We started on Facebook and YouTube 2.5 years ago, and then people will come to you and say, "Hey, can you get on this platform and that platform?" And really, let's just continue to pay it forward and get the message of hope and inspiration, faith, family, health, wealth, all about. In fact, let's see a little bit about them.
Welcome to the Natural Parents Podcast, where we will cover all things faith, health, family, and wealth through a biblical perspective of putting things in life that matter most back into order. We're reminded in Matthew 6:33, where Jesus said, "But seek first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you." Join us each week as we focus on what truly matters most in this life and passing those values on to the next generation. This is the Natural Parents Podcast with Ryan and Abbie Hewkin.
I love it. I cannot wait to listen. Again, I want to thank Cheyenne, a mutual friend of ours, for introducing me to the two of you, getting an opportunity to listen and to watch. And many times you need to do both. You need to hear the message, right? Over and over and over again. Rose just said, amazing couple. I wish they were around when I was a young parent. We practiced faith and put life into our kids, but they stopped going to church when they got older. We're praying they will come back. What's your comment to that, Ryan or Abbie, or both?
100%. We'll join you in that prayer, Rose. I think it is, scripture says that, raise them, point them in the right direction and they'll continue in it. And I think God, also is clear. He starts a good work in you. He'll see it through to the day of completion. And so happy to join you in that prayer and would love to join you in that because I think there's power in prayer.
Yeah. And just don't ever give up with that. Just keep praying and know that it's not only on you to get them back into church, but praying alone can do so much, and maybe it'll be somebody that they work with, and they feel influenced by them to start coming to church. So just never lose faith in that.
It's also, I'm just going to add a little bit to this because you can bring them up a certain way, and then don't get frustrated, Rose, and anybody else that's feeling that way. They will find their own way. I was raised Catholic. I would still continue to go to a Catholic church if I found the same connection that I feel in the church we go to now, which is the Crossing. I just get lit up, and the way it's delivered and the way it connects, that is what you should have. Like from head to toe, I get chills. I tear up, I cry, and I'm like, that's what God wants for me. So Rose and anybody else, if you raise them Baptist or you raise them Lutheran or Catholic, if they're not in that same exact path, it's okay, because to me, you laid the foundation. Do you agree with that?
For sure. I think sometimes in life, right, we might be the seed planters. As Abbie said, a friend or a colleague or a coworker might be the waterer, right, and the actual gardener of that relationship. But that is something that I think there's such power in prayer and pursuing that for your children, even their own, can totally be done.
You two are amazing, and I'd love to revisit, because we have so many similarities of the way we live our lives, and you two are so young. How, if I may, because first of all, Abbie looks like she could be a teenager. Abbie, how young are you?
I'm 32.
Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Does she not, everybody? What skincare do you use?
It's embarrassing, but nothing special.
You both are beautiful humans, young, you glow. And obviously, a lot of people, when they say, well, I want to look like them, I want to speak like them, it is because they're happy inside. It's because they have put, again, an importance in faith and their health and their family and their wealth, all those things. And those are all opportunities for you again this weekend. We'll reiterate one more time where you can go this weekend for the expo. But before we wrap up, tell me a little bit more, because this place looks amazing. Tell me about your retreat.
Yeah, so Abbie and I had the honor and privilege of being able to go on a retreat a few years back, and that was really where the idea of the Natural Parents Company was born. We were inspired in the place we were at with other couples and other people pursuing, again, kingdom-focused entrepreneurship. And I was like, what if we could do this, but bring in the parental tie, right? Couples oftentimes are a bit exhausted by not having that connection time. And so it's a 4-day retreat in Branson, Missouri. We've rented a house. We'll have, all-inclusive gourmet, healthy meals, events, activities, things like that for couples to just reconnect. But then each day we're going to be sitting down and breaking down all of the pillars: the faith, the health, the family, and then the wealth piece, so that we can do this life right as we can anyway.
And it's going to be in September, correct?
This is correct. Yeah, the last weekend of September, the 25th through the 28th.
Yes, and that's the problem. September 28th is when we're leaving. And I looked at it, I'm like, yes, let's do this. And he knows how I am. I would be like, well, we can go. We can leave at night. We can get straight to the airport. And he's like, no, Monica. So I'm hoping that you do it again and that we can do this in the future. Or as I was telling Ryan and Abbie yesterday, maybe we need to do a retreat together, because we're definitely like-minded. And I think that would be amazing. So if somebody wants to get tickets for the retreat, they go to your website for that, right?
That's correct. It's right at the top. It says book a retreat right in the middle of our subject, or our bar up at the top of the thing. And it's the only retreat that's on there right now.
Okay, and this is the easiest, right? If you want to take a snapshot of what's on the screen right now, it'll give you everything that I want you to know about the retreat, the expo, where to follow them on Instagram and Facebook. And please, again, listen to their podcast as well, either the audio side or watch them on YouTube. So what lasting message, Ryan and Abbie, would you like to leave with our audience to just level them up today and to take the steps forward in their faith?
The thing that always speaks the most to me is that God does not love a future version of you any more than he loves you right now. It's on my background of my phone. My wife put it there for me to remind me every day, because I need it. I think it's okay to be in pursuit of a better version of yourself, but know that Jesus and God love you just the way you are right now today, just because you are theirs.
Amen. Abbie?
I was like, oh, how am I going to even top of that? But kind of tying into that, just having grace with yourself. Like, we beat ourselves up so much harder than anybody else. And just having grace and knowing that even if you're not doing it right, today or in this moment, you always have a chance to start again and to try again. And, you know, in high school, we had this announcement that came over every single day. And we talk about it now and we tell it to our kids. So if our principals ever see this, just know it actually made an impact. And it said, make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. And I think that our attitude and our gratitude towards every situation and every moment of the day is what shapes it, and that you are actually in charge of that.
Amen. And I love the fact that you said it is a choice every day. And I know a lot of people say it's not that easy. No, we're not saying it's easy, but we are asking you to choose wisely and then watch the choices that you make of everything. You two are fantastic. Please stay in touch with me. I hope you have an incredible expo this weekend again at Logan College. I hate that I'm not available for both of these events, but I can guarantee you at some point we will see each other in person. Let's make that happen.
I look forward to it.
Thank you.
All right. No, thank you so much. Again, Dr. Ryan and Abbie Hewkin. We're going to continue to inspire. We're going to talk about discovering your purpose. Another two guests joining me when we return.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
Carroll House Furniture Homes look the best because of our free design service. Our designers please your taste.
Let's reimagine your room with 50 brand name choices.
We'll create a 3D design with a 360 view for your room.
Free design services are just the beginning. Free 0% financing, fast free delivery and setup, and the guaranteed lowest prices in the country with no stipulations.
You'll get a perfect custom floor plan for your new dream room.
Carroll House Design, because you like nice things.
And if you want to get in a pool, I hope you know someone that has one. If not, this might be the reason why you decide to pull the trigger for your family and start thinking about what it would take to get one of these in your backyard. Just Pools can build that for you. I was just talking about them yesterday, and one of my clients said, I am so glad that you mentioned that they are an authorized Pentair service repair station. She's like, I wish I would have known that. I drove all the way out to Creve Coeur. Yep, you don't need to do that if she's down south, 3987 West Outer Road South in Arnold. So they can take care of different aspects of things you have. They can make sure that your pool looks crystal clear just like this. If it doesn't, take your water in. Again, they are the experts. Take your water in, let them assess what's going on, whether it's the chlorine, whether you got salts, again, whether it's the pH or alkalinity, because you want to be able to use every single day until that has to close up, which won't be anytime soon. Just Pools, one of our many sponsors here on The Real Monica Adams Show. Well, welcome back. Weren't they great? I love that. I told you I have a jam-packed hour for you. So we go from the faith and the health, the family and the wealth, and we're going to talk about the networking side of life and discovering purpose. So we have two guests on with us. Let me say good morning, first of all. Bob Kolf, good morning to you. And then I am not going to try to butcher your name. I'm going to try this. Ready? Here we go. Is it Lexie Dendrinelis?
Yes, you've got it.
Oh my gosh.
Great job. Great job. Right on the very first try.
I kept looking yesterday. I was like, okay, this is going to be hard because my guests are going to be on while I'm actually live, and I'm going to have to put them on and not be able to talk to them before we go on. This is going to be a hard one. Well, first
you did fantastic.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show. So Job Seekers Garden Club of St. Louis, first and foremost, tell us what that is.
So it started back in 2020, 5 years ago at the outset of the pandemic, the day the world stood still, and started out as a LinkedIn group. And I wanted to connect with everybody who had lost their jobs due to the pandemic. So I would get on LinkedIn, type in Greater St. Louis COVID-19, a bazillion profiles would pop up, and I connected with them. And then I said, oh my gosh, I need to get recruiters in the group now too. So the LinkedIn group started where job seekers could post their resume, recruiters and employers could post their job openings, and we would just sit back and watch the natural connections take place. We turned it into a nonprofit. Lexie is our board president. I'm the founder, but we're turning things over to Lexie to run the race for the next 5 years.
So you're going to take the reins, Lexie. What,
Yes.
what do you most want for all those that are just finding out about you and those that have been with you?
I most want for people to have hope, inspiration, and motivation. And that's been our focus. When you lose your job, it's very difficult. There's a myriad of emotions, concerns, fears that happen. And our job seeking community is here to support individuals when they're going through that roller coaster, and also celebrate when you land or you figure out the clarity that you're looking for in the next role and that type of thing. We're the community that wraps our arms around you and says, you've got this and we've got it with you.
Absolutely. And the thing is that you're not alone, because we've all been there. We've all lost jobs. And then you suddenly feel like, oh my gosh. I think it's one of the hardest things when you're brought into someone's office and they're, whether they are not renewing a contract or it's, through fruition, jobs are they have to, they have to say, I can't do it right now, right? We're in a rough economy, or who knows, for whatever reason, you just can't come together and you lose your job. And then suddenly it's one of, like I said, it's one of the scariest things of where do you go then? But if you've got a community like Job Seekers, it is, hey, we're here to help lift you up. So tell me all the levels of what you're able to do for someone like that.
So we have 3 networking meetings every month. We look to have it where it's meeting people where they are. So some people prefer a coffee, some people prefer a happy hour, some people can get away at lunch. So we hit all of those different areas 3 different times every month. We also offer scholarships for individuals. As we all know, sometimes times will get really tight and tough. Or somebody says, I'd like to change careers and I'd like to take this course. We offer scholarships to help them in being able to upskill. And then we also, as Bob mentioned, have the LinkedIn group, and a lot of activity takes place within that LinkedIn group. We recommend everybody, when you're coming in, join, but then post your resume, give us a little bit about you. And then we on the back end, as the board, are matching people up, tagging people and saying, hey, reach out to this person and that type of thing. So there is the back end in a sense that happens throughout in between those networking times.
Right. So we create that community, and what a lot of people don't understand is most jobs nowadays, probably 80% of employment opportunities are found through networking. Mm-hmm. So we can only help the job seeker to the extent that they want to help themselves. So they come to our networking events. We introduce them to all the resources of people who are professional resume writers, the people who understand AI and LinkedIn algorithms. We even have a resource at the St. Louis County Library who will do a one-on-one with the job seeker and show them how to research employment opportunities within greater St. Louis.
Bob, somebody understands AI? You know what? It is one of the greatest topics here in the last year and a half. I remember when someone first brought it to me and they're like, will you please bring somebody on to talk about this because it's scary? And that's like anything in life, right? Lexie and Bob, it is the unknown. Yeah. We're talking about the unknown of, do we have a job? Do we not have a job? The unknown in life always is a scary thing. Then all of a sudden it becomes softer when you start getting a little more educated of, oh, maybe this isn't too bad. But yeah, how much discussions have you had? Because people are fearful of, will we have a job if AI just takes over?
So I would say, yes, you will have a job. There are some jobs that will be automated and maybe you upskill and you move into something else. At the same time, everything that I'm reading and engaging with right now, it is saying like, it's your best friend. It's not taking your job, but it's helping you to be able to do your job better. So I would liken it to the job search in the fact that maybe you take a job description, you put it into the AI of your choice, and then you say, tell me, what are the top 10 areas that this job description is focusing on? And then you can take your resume and you can put it in. I recommend not having your own personal information in there, but your work history, and then saying, so how well do I match up to this? What are the areas where I can focus on in my cover letter? making sure that I highlight that I've done these things. Or so it's not that you're not still doing the work, but it's that best friend that's doing it along with you.
Right. And see, and that makes it a little bit softer, right? It's just the way it's delivered. It's okay. I'm not completely out of everything that I thought I've worked so hard for. This is just an assistant. And I think it always will be. Yes, there's going to be evolution of technology, but we still need human beings.
Yes, definitely.
Julie just said, hi, I'm part of the LinkedIn group and went to a few events. Great group resource. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
So let's ask that, by the way. If somebody wants to be a part of Job Seekers, what is the best way for them to find out, to come to some of these meetings you're talking about?
Okay. So the first thing I would suggest is they go to our website, which is jsgcstl.org. So JS for Job Seekers, GC for Garden Club, and then stlouis.org. There we have a calendar of all our events. We also have a link to our LinkedIn group, which is very, very important. Somebody suggested that I do this on Facebook. I said, no, the serious job seekers are all on LinkedIn, and that's where the recruiters and employers are. Yep. So a job seeker who's serious about his or her job search needs to create a LinkedIn profile and join our LinkedIn group.
Bob, I'm so glad that you said it, because I think, LinkedIn's been around for a while, but a lot of people didn't see just how beneficial it was. I personally feel until the last couple of years now, there's this resurgence. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I make sure we broadcast live on LinkedIn, because there is such an incredible audience. So this one is very important for LinkedIn today. But do you agree? I don't think a lot of people understood just the magnitude of what it could do.
Yeah, we've connected a lot of people to opportunities through our LinkedIn group. So we've got 6,300 people in the group. Over 2,000 recruiters. So you've got an audience, even if you only started your LinkedIn and you only have 10 connections, you post to our group, you have an audience of 6,300. Exactly. And people will reach out to you. It's a very, very socially interactive group that we've created.
Do you garden as well?
Yeah, the reason we're the garden club is we do for job seekers what gardeners do for plants. We care for them, we nurture them, we help them grow in their careers by eliminating the weeds of negativity.
I had to know why the name. I was like, gardening is an art, right? And so that's the same thing that transfers over. Let me ask this before we take a break, and then we'll talk about Discovering Your Purpose, the book and the book signing. So how does it differ from other corporations like or organizations like a BNI Group, et cetera, that is out there?
So we're a BNI is going to be a business to business primarily. We are a networking group, but we are focused on matching recruiters that have open roles and they're needing to fill their roles for their job, and the job seeker. So we really dial that part of it in. And then, as Bob just mentioned with the Garden Club portion, the mission is to help grow people individually. It's to, as we've already talked, it's a difficult time. There's a lot of financial concerns. There's a lot of, what did I do wrong? I thought I was doing well in this job and now our department is just eliminated. Those types of emotions. So we are the community that comes alongside someone and says, you're not alone. That's very different in that feel and in that mission than networking to promote a business or networking to be able to partner together for business. So that's where I would say the networking events are very different. Yeah. We do have a lot of business owners that do come. One, they may be looking to hire. Two, they may have connections. So as we've talked about the job seekers and we've talked about the recruiters, equally important is our group of connectors. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times those are going to be the small business owners or the individuals that are in business and maybe focused more on the B2B side, but they still serve as the connector to say, you know what, I work with this recruiter and I just met this person and I can match the two together and make an introduction for them.
I love it.
One quick point. So you come to our networking events and it's all color coded. So you're a job seeker, you get a red dot. you're a recruiter, you get a green dot, and a connector gets a yellow dot.
Okay.
The colors of hope are green and yellow, which is Mother Earth and sunshine. So we want the job seekers to feel a very welcoming community. People will come up and engage in conversation with you.
I love it. Again, sounds like, and that's the thing we need in life, right? Everybody needs a little nudge. Everybody needs a little help. Everybody needs that best friend mentality of, come on, we've got you, right? You feel lost right now. Well, we're going to recruit. We're going to hook you up. And then we're going to take you from where you felt like you don't have any hope to, oh, whew, okay, life does this up and down. And that's exactly what they're doing. Again, Bob Kolf and Lexie Dendrinelis. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about discovering our purpose, the book itself, and an opportunity for a book signing, one of which is going to take place today in Chesterfield. And then we'll tell you about some of the other book signings that are coming up as well. So don't go anywhere. Okay, doesn't that look remarkable? We talked about pools. Now we're talking about spas. This one is so super cool. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I went there a couple times to spas and more and did not realize it had this. For all of you that have thought about having a hot tub, or maybe you had one in the past and you had to mess with the cover on the top and flipping it over or having it stand on its side and just feeling like it was like right claustrophobic to you. Look at this. Isn't this cool? Angie Hess is the owner of Spas and More. And literally with the turn of a key, that's what it does. The swim spas, right, through Michael Phelps are amazing. So they're partnering up with Michael. He is truly the GOAT. And so besides the hot tubs, the spas, they also have the cold plunges, taking care of your body through that. Or how about the sweaty goat, the saunas? It's all about taking care of you. Spas and More. Welcome aboard. Hills. Welcome back. We are helping you discover your purpose, as you see behind my guest, Bob Kolf and Lexie Dendrinelis. So the book itself, how long has it been out?
June 11th is when we launched.
Okay, and what?
Here's an official version.
I need that. So
we'll make sure that you get one.
Please. One of the questions I ask a lot in my life coaching, Lexie and Bob, is what's your purpose? And most people are like, oh my gosh, I have no idea. So discovering your purpose, how would you even help people that are watching right now and watching on replay later even begin to take the steps to that?
So I think with our book, what we did is we took 41 different authors and said, how did you go about finding your purpose? How did you navigate career disruption when something happened to you? We've got an author that now lives in a country that she never thought she would live in, or we have people that became business owners, people that said, you know what, I had 20 years, it was a great career, but I want to do something different. And they disrupted themselves and moved into a different industry. So all different walks of life. We're truly a cross-section of the St. Louis community, but it's how we've navigated through that and found that new purpose and are thriving. And that's, I think, the most important part is it's not just here's where I was, this was the low, but then it's here's how I came back. And what we're trying to do is provide, as I mentioned before, the hope, the inspiration, and the motivation for someone when they're finding themselves in that space of saying, I don't really know what's next.
Right.
So this is real life stories that you can follow along and say, okay, these people did it, I can do it as well.
Oh, I love that. That's such a powerful thing to talk about because that's the thing. So many people look at others, success, failure, and then they're like, nope, I stay in the failure. This can't ever be me. Sometimes I feel like they don't even deserve it.
Right. So, and we all deserve it. It's shifting ourselves to the thoughts of abundance versus scarcity.
Yeah, you all have value, and sometimes it just you have to look for the awakening, right, to figure out what your purpose is. But tell me this, Lexie or Bob, you can take this particular question. If someone literally is in such a horrible place that they don't see their intrinsic value at all, how do you help them find purpose? Sometimes there's purpose in pain.
Yeah, we will meet with a job seeker individual one-on-one at a coffee shop or Zoom call, and we will explore that person's background and their value, and we will give them hope and inspiration to move forward. A lot of the stories in the book, people hit an all-time low in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. They had lost their job. They thought they had lost their purpose in life, and a job title is not who you are as a person. There is so much more. You were created by God. We have so much in common with humankind. So we want to teach people that you're much more than what your job position was.
I think that is huge. And Lexie, if you want to reiterate anything on that, feel free, because there are too many people in life that feel their job defines them. Obviously, yes, we have to have a job. We've got to make money. We have to make money for ourselves, our families, to survive. But many times it is leave it at the job, come home and understand that there's another title, whether your wife or husband or your parent, your best friend, your daughter. But there are so many levels of titles, but in all, it's the value in every one of them. But the job doesn't define you, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely. It's looking at it and saying I'm a whole person, and the job and the work that I do is a portion of that. So my original background is in well-being, and I've been focused in the workplace, and I've spent a lot of years teaching people how to, focus on your career well-being, but then there's your financial well-being, there's your physical well-being, your mental well-being. So we have these different aspects of our well-being, but the main portion of that is that it's holistic. We are all a whole self. We aren't segmented into just, you're just a career person and I'm just a physical person. It doesn't work that way. We are truly our whole self coming to anything that we do. So making sure that we're creating that balance. And this is one area of life. So when somebody comes to us and they say, I just don't see it. I don't have purpose. This is what I was doing. Now I've lost it all.
Yep.
It's really coming, again, I keep using the language of walking alongside someone, but it is walking alongside them and building that confidence back up. So tell me about a time when you really felt great as a mother. Tell me about a time when you really felt like you were physically in the best shape, like reminding someone that they have these other areas that they are successful, and draw on that to then be able to focus in on the area at hand at that time. That would be the career well-being.
And they can find their way back to that, because a lot of times they have gone so far off path that they can't find it. I love the fact that you just mentioned, again, woman to woman. I really am trying to always get women to remove the word just. When they go through and say, oh, well, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm just a mother, right? And you can see the body language, and just a mother, it's one of the most important jobs in life. Or I'm a father, or I'm just a father. So it's a couple things. It's women understanding the importance of that title first and foremost before you even have the job. And if you don't have a job outside of the home, you've got an incredible job that you need to give more value to. And then for men, I'm going to ask this to you, Bob. There are guys that I have helped in coaching that were CEOs of companies or presidents, or they remember their glory days of being on the football field. And suddenly when they're not doing that anymore, they suddenly feel that their value is down. Like they took off the armor and now they feel lost, but they have a hard time speaking it as a man. So can you address that, Bob? Because I think it's a dangerous thing sometimes.
Yeah, so I left a 40-year career in structural engineering, and I didn't want to just go home and be a nobody. So you have to kind of look inward and recognize what your talents are and what your value is to the world. Everybody should be working every living moment and until they pass from the earth, trying to make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
So everybody we meet, we're 95% alike. They're way more similarities than there are differences.
Definitely.
There's a reason why everything in our show for the last 2.5 years has all come back to what it says all over our journals, which is know your value. You all have it. You all have it for sure. Okay, so let's talk about the book signings. They're going to be taking place. We'll start off with the one that is on tap today. So tell everybody where you'll be, the times, and then the next two that are coming up.
Sure. So tonight, or this evening, really, we will be at Friendship Village in Chesterfield. We have 8 or 9 different authors that will be there, that will be available to sign books. And I think that's really unique. A lot of times, it's one author of the book. And in this case, we have multiple authors with our different chapters that make up the entire book that will be able to be there. That time is from 5 to 8 this evening. Then Saturday morning, we are at La Belle Vie in St. Charles, La Belle Vie Cafe from 10 to noon. So again, offering it out. Some people like evening events. Some people prefer Saturday morning coffee events. And then we also will be in Oakville on August 7th. And that one's from 5 to 7 at Blarney Stone. And then we will maybe be looking at some additional ones as we go throughout the fall, but seeing how these resonate with everybody first before we move forward with more. But definitely would love to have everybody come out, purchase your book, and then take advantage of having multiple authors in one place to have your book signed.
Again, discovering your purpose in today's world, finding hope. That's what we need. There's a lot of people that get discouraged by so many things, but they're going to help you with that. Hope, clarity, and courage. Again, network, think creatively, defy the odds, find fulfillment, never give up. And there's an incredible group for you that can help you lift you up and recruit and help you find what you feel is your purpose all over again. The Job Seekers Garden Club of St. Louis. Before we wrap up, let me congratulate you, because I was looking all throughout as I was doing research last night, and I saw Lexie's Facebook page. So it was just within the last couple of weeks that she came on and said, all right, everybody, thank you so much. You have gotten us to be the international bestseller list. How proud are you of this?
Yes, very, very. I know, and at this point I'm speaking personally. I'll let Bob also share his thoughts, but I was hopeful. I kind of felt like, okay, nationally we would hit a bestseller, and then when they called and said we actually had hit #1 nationally, and then it was 2 or 3 days later where we were like, okay, we were feeling great. We were feeling really good about it, and we should. It's still a great milestone. But then when they called and said, in different countries, this book is selling as well, and you are an international bestseller, that really was like beyond what I had ever thought would happen. So very, very excited about it. Bob, I'll let you.
Yeah, we've made through networking through LinkedIn and the internet, we've made some good friends in Canada and other parts of the world. So we're getting the story out. What we've created here in St. Louis, we want the world to know. We want to create that model for other people to follow.
Oh, see, I love that. See, it's all about paying it forward. So an incredible opportunity for you. Book signing events, Friendship Village is going to be the one again in Chesterfield. So note of that, not the one in Sunset Hills, but the one in Chesterfield in the bistro. Now it says 5 to 7. Lexie, you had mentioned till 8. Is it 7 or 8?
Oh, it's 7. Okay. I might have flipped that with a previous event.
Hey, if you're still signing, she's just manifesting, visualization. That
yes, there's going to be so many people that we are going to need to stay until 8 o'clock. Come on, visit us.
Please let me know that happened. I would love that. I love Friendship Village, by the way. I personal trained the seniors there for 3 years, so it holds a very special place in my heart. You two are wonderful. I love what you're doing. So one more time, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow, and how they can introduce themselves to become a part of this.
Okay, the best place to go is our website, jsgcstl.org, or you can look us up on the LinkedIn groups, Job Seekers Garden Club of St. Louis.
And I'm gonna put your email up there as well. So you obviously have been seeing who I'm talking to, but if you want to know more, the founder and executive director, again, Bob Kolf, board president, Lexie Dendrinelis, their website again, jsgcstl.org. And then there's an email for Bob or Lexie if you want to reach out. Again, been around since 2020 during the pandemic when they knew everything that was going on. Before we wrap up, tell me about this slide.
So that's super exciting. That is every one of our authors that told their story, opened their hearts and said, I want to give to the rest of the world when others are going through the same thing that I've gone through, or maybe something a little different, but they're wanting to provide that hope, inspiration, and motivation that I mentioned. So that is all of our different authors, pictures of them with the international bestseller book, all on one slide.
I'm so proud of you, and it is so needed. Again, everyone really just needs to always think of one main thing in life, and that is to get out of our own way and see what other people are going through, lift them up, because when you fall down, you hope that someone will do that for you as well. And it sounds like that's what you've been doing really well, almost 5 years strong. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Monica.
All right. So stay in touch with me. Let me know if, in fact, you did have to sign until 8:00 tonight.
We will definitely let you know, and we'll make sure that you get a copy of the book as well.
Oh, thank you very much. My audience loves books, and so I'm hoping they are able to either come to the book signing or grab one for themselves. Lexie and Bob, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, we're going to take our final break. You know, we love to bring faith to play, and then we'll tell you about food coming up tomorrow as well. We've got an incredible Foodie Friday on tap for you, so you're going to get excited about that. If there are any guests, by the way, that you ever want to see on the show, please let us know that. We would love to have them on. Just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. We'll be right back.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here, we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
And it's that easy. That's how you find us. A lot of people are like, where should I follow? Subscribe, by the way. That does not mean it costs anything. A lot of people hear the word subscribe and think there's a monetary connection. No, it just means you hit the subscribe button and then you get notified when we're on. I'm looking for another 103 people for us to get to 1,000 on YouTube. And then we're going to give away something pretty special at that point. We are, 35,000 strong on Facebook. So that definitely is my largest audience. And then we started adding more. LinkedIn, we added X, we added Rumble and Instagram. We are live on all of those platforms every morning. And if there's a platform we're not on that you would like for us to be on, just shoot me a message and let me know. And again, I'll put my email address up on the screen for you, which has to do with if there's a guest you would like to see, if you want to become a sponsor of the show and take your brand to our brand and do like-minded. If you want to book us for a Mobile Monica, again, a reminder, next week on the 31st, 11 a.m. Great opportunity, by the way, to network and then come together. You all call yourselves Monica's Maniacs, which makes me laugh. For all of you maniacs that are out there, come on, let's have breakfast or lunch together. And let me introduce you to a wonderful human being who has put wellness to the front because she knows it's the importance in life to tie it all together. So again, it's called the Tea Spout. Breakfast, lunch. Again, you want to come and just have a nice beverage. If you've never introduced yourself to mushroom coffee or mushroom tea, which I had not had, but finally had, my husband had the coffee, I had the tea, and it's absolutely amazing. So again, that is coming up for you on the 31st at 11 a.m. Follow them, by the way, if you haven't yet, at the Tea Spout, and then it is the teaspoutstl.com. Julie just said, I love YouTube, but I get my house chores done while watching you. Well, thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. So we always wrap up with a little faith. And yesterday, my guest chose Jesus Calling. No. Actually, no, I'm sorry. My guest chose Jesus Listen. So let's do the Jesus Calling one today. And these are the books from Sarah Young. And if you have wanted to know when I'm at home, the books I read from, again, Jesus Calling, Jesus Listens, and at the studio space, they are the 100 Days Stream books from Stephen Arterburn. All right. Cannot believe how quickly we are getting through this year. July 24th already. And today in the Jesus Calling It's thankfulness opening the door to my presence. Though I am always with you, I have gone to great measures to preserve your freedom of choice. I've placed a door between you and me, and I have empowered you to open or close that door. There are many ways to open it, but a grateful attitude is one of the most effective. Thankfulness is built on a substructure of trust. When the words stick in your throat, you need to check up on your foundation of trust. When thankfulness flows freely from your heart and lips, let your gratitude draw you closer to me. I want you to learn the art of giving thanks in all circumstances. See how many times you can thank me daily. This will awaken your awareness to a multitude of blessings. It will also cushion the impact of trials when they come against you. Practice my presence by practicing the discipline of thankfulness. And I say it every day that we are on with you. I can't thank you enough for you coming on, but then you doing this, sharing this and every one of our shows with your followers, because that's how we continue to grow. And that's how more and more people come on board with us through their message. And again, it can be in messages of inspiration. It could be entertainment. It could be sports. It could be that we cry together, we laugh together. The show really, truly is everything that you've all asked me to provide for you. And we're just going to continue to go strong. Would love to find more and more of you that would love to bring us to your business. And again, it's called a Mobile Monica. So we're wrapping up the month with our final one, and now we're booking for August. So I've got one guy that I'm talking to a little bit later on in August, but how about you? Doesn't matter what the business is. It's just us bringing our show and all of our hundreds of thousands of followers to you so that you get that support. That's what it's all about, right? Small business, lifting up small business. So speaking of which, tomorrow on our Foodie Friday, I am so excited to introduce you to truly my and Jim's favorite restaurant, Trattoria Marcella. We did a beautiful piece on them a couple of years ago, and now they're in our kitchen, the Slyman Brothers kitchen, and we are going to feature Steve Komarek and Chef Nathan Hatch. We're going to make an incredible dish. Foodie Friday. And if you have a restaurant or a chef that you would like for us to feature, shoot me a message and say, oh my gosh, I love this place. Would you bring them on? Just send that my way, and I'd love to do so for you. Thank you all so very much. I hope you have an incredible Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow for Foodie Friday. And then on Monday, you don't want to miss, Jenny Gabriel will be my guest. Now, this is a topic that I have talked about many times on the show. However, we haven't talked about it in a while, and I know the importance of it for men and women alike. Jenny Gabriel is the owner of the Holistic Nutritional Therapy Practitioner of JG Optimal Wellness. And we're going to talk about what brought her to the field, why it's important for her own life, and then paying it forward to all the women out there. We're talking about hormonal changes. We're talking about your health, ladies. So it's important for me to have days of women's health and men's health, which we need to get Dr. Salim Hawatma back on again with South County Urology. He was a fabulous guest. And we talked about men's health. So it's an important fact. If it's an important feature on our show. Again, all of these topics are all things that you've asked us to bring on board. So we've got some great shows ahead and can't wait to see what else is on the horizon. Love you all so much. And remember to believe in yourself and know your value and then pay it forward, which is kindness. God bless you all and be kind.